Hamlin just to throop the points led and the love's miserable about it. A man just took over first place in the NASCAR Cup standings and he couldn't even fake a smile about it. That should tell you everything about what really happened at Sonoma. Tyler Reddick's reign at the top of the championship standings is over. He won 3 of the first 3 races this season and held the points lead for 17 straight rounds, building a cushion as big as 129 points at one point. 1 month later, that lead is gone. Reddick finished 25th or worse in 3 of his last 4 races, and a power steering failure at Sonoma buried him in last place. Denny Hamlin now sits atop the standings, but only by a single point, and Hamlin himself finished a disappointing 26th after getting spun out late in the race. This is the kind of point swing that defines a championship season. Reddick didn't lose the lead because Hamlin dominated him on raw speed. He lost it because his equipment failed at the wrong moment, and Hamlin lost track position because of a late race incident that wrecked his splitter and stripped his downforce. In other words, neither driver actually earned this lead change through superior performance on this particular Sunday. It happened almost by accident, and that's exactly why Hamlin walked away from his own TNT interview sounding subdued instead of celebratory. For a driver of Hamlin's caliber, gifted points mean nothing if the car isn't performing the way it should be. He had a legitimate top 5 car by his own admission, and he still walked away with a finish in the 20s. That's the kind of result that haunts a team heading into the heart of the summer stretch. Let's talk about what actually happened to both of these cars, because the mechanics matter here. Hamlin made an aggressive stage strategy call, sacrificing stage points to set up better track position for the closing laps. That's a calculated risk, the kind of move a championship caliber team makes when they trust their speed. The problem wasn't the strategy. The problem was getting collected in a late restart, losing the splitter, and bleeding downforce for the rest of the run. That's not a strategic failure. That's bad luck compounding a good plan. Reddick's situation is more concerning long term. A power steering issue that defied immediate diagnosis is a red flag for any team heading into a playoff push. His own crew couldn't pinpoint the cause in real time, and that kind of mechanical mystery is exactly the type of problem that tends to resurface at the worst possible moment, like during a chase elimination race. Here's the silver lining nobody's talking about enough. Reddick only lost 9 points on a day where he finished dead last. That's a remarkably soft landing for what should have been a devastating result, and it speaks to a freakishly quiet day in terms of crashes and attrition up front. If this had been a chaotic race with multiple DNFs mixed in, Reddick's deficit could have been catastrophic instead of survivable. The real question moving forward is whether Reddick's power steering gremlin was a one-off mechanical fluke or a symptom of something systemic inside that 23XI racing setup. If it's the latter, this 1-point deficit could balloon fast. Fans flooded social media the second Hamlin's post-race interview aired, picking up immediately on his flat, almost frustrated tone despite technically gaining the points lead. It's rare to see a driver look that unbothered by good news, and that contrast is fueling plenty of debate about whether Hamlin even views this lead as legitimate. On the other side, Reddick's composed, almost philosophical response to losing a 129-point cushion is earning him respect from analysts who see veteran poise in how he's handling adversity. There's a split developing between fans who think Reddick is in trouble and fans who think this is exactly the kind of resilience champions need heading into the summer grind. Best case scenario, Reddick's team isolates and fixes the power steering issue before it ever resurfaces. He bounces back hard at Chicagoland like he promised, and this 1-point deficit becomes a footnote in an eventual championship run. Worst case scenario, the mechanical gremlin returns at a critical moment later in the season. Hamlin's team tightens up their execution and builds real distance. And what looked like a tiny 1-point swing in June becomes the turning point that decided the entire championship. So here's the question worth debating. Was Hamlin's muted reaction the mark of a driver who knows he didn't really earn this lead, or just smart championship-level humility? Let me know what you think in the comments. Does Reddick reclaim the points lead at Chicagoland, or is this the start of a real slide? If you want to stay ahead of every twist in this championship battle, make sure you're subscribed to SportsWire USA, because this points race is just getting started.